Rejoice, O ye Splinterlands players, for you have been heard. The gods of Splinterlands have lent their ear to your pleas, and in the most recent proposal we see that DECB is going to be soulbound, which solves a lot of the criticisms that the community had with the initial proposal. We're talking all about it in today's video, but just as importantly, since the team is in the mood to listen to players, I want to share my proposal for reward cards that I think will make the Soulbound reward cards much more equitable in how they are distributed and incentivize players while discouraging bots. Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is the Part-Time Economist, and we are starting off today's video on a positive note for Splinterlands. If you've not been following it, the proposal to create the DECB cryptocurrency has been updated based on community input, so we're talking about that, and then later on in the video I will talk about my proposal for the Soulbound reward cards. So first off, let's just take a minute with all the other crazy stuff that's going on in Splinterlands. Let's take a minute to celebrate the good things here. This absolutely massive win of the team listening to the community and updating the proposal. So for those of you who do not know, Splinterlands has the DEC, or Dark Energy Crystal cryptocurrency. It's supposed to stay at a certain peg value. It's way below that, so there have been a lot of proposals to get it back up to peg. The most recent one essentially would pull DEC out of circulation and give players DECB, which allows them to upgrade their buildings, buy potions, things like that at a massive discount. And in theory, it was a good proposal. It increases the price of DEC, it gives players a discount, but a lot of people said, hey, this is going to be massively inflationary because people can just come in, buy up a whole bunch of this DECB now, and then they can sell it throughout time as people want to upgrade these buildings, and it's just going to essentially be a profitable arbitrage opportunity for whales. Making this soulbound is a massive win for the average player, for the community, because it does a couple things. Number one, it still pulls that DEC out of circulation, and it makes sure that the account that is actually using that DEC, that is getting that DECB, they are the account that's going to benefit. So if you pull this out of circulation, you get your DECB, you can't sell it to someone else. So it's really an investment in the future of the game that you're making, which again can be good and bad. Number one, you can't sell it, so kind of whales arbitraging isn't going to be a thing, but also if you invest in this DECB and then you kind of lose interest in Splinterlands, you don't want to play the game anymore, you're going to be stuck with that DECB. So something to keep in mind. I like Dwayne Cunningham. He always says, you know, if you think the game is fun, you think it has a future, those are things to keep in mind when you're considering whether you want to go for the DECB or not. But overall, just the fact that the team listened to the community, I think that's huge, right? Because we can talk about all the things wrong with Splinterlands, but at the end of the day, it's a game and they do listen to the players. Not all the time, right? There's always things we disagree with, but the fact that they're willing to rework a proposal based on overwhelming community feedback, I think is a huge plus. And using that as a segue, I wanted to talk about my own proposal because we know that Soulbound rewards are going to come sooner rather than later. At some point they're going to be introduced, and to be completely fair, we don't know the exact details. We don't know what that's going to look like, but I was playing, you know, just a couple Splinterlands matches today, and I kind of got to thinking about the good old days, right? Where I would play my 5 matches and I would get my quest reward, right? Under the current system, you can get a lot more rewards than you ever could under the old system, but to get those rewards, you have to play battle after battle after battle. You really have to work up, you know, sometimes playing 20, 30 battles a day. And in the old days, you did your 5 battles. You could play more, but to get your daily reward, you had to get those 5 battles. Or if you had a neutral quest, I think it was like 3 battles, a no neutrals quest, 3 battles that you had to win, which was pretty cool. So if we think about these Soulbound reward cards, right, what's the idea? What's the logic here that the team is trying to do? They're trying to incentivize players, right? They're trying to say, hey, you're a player, we want to reward your time that you've invested into the game. And the proposal that I would like to put forward and see what you all think about it is these Soulbound rewards, what if we get incremental points towards unlocking them? And what I mean by that is, right now, let's suppose that I start off in Bronze 0 or Novice, right? I play 29 battles and every single day I get 1 point shy of my daily reward, right? I can't put in the time required to sit there for 30 minutes, right? Every single day I get within a point or two of my rewards, and kind of the same for my season rewards, right? I could play a lot of matches and not get a single reward, right? Even though I'm consistently playing, I'm investing in the game every single day, I'm not hitting that threshold. I'm not hitting that cutoff, right? As a player, though, we could think about why that's realistic, right? Maybe you're playing between breaks at work. Maybe you're, in the middle of other things. You can't just sit there and play for an hour, but you like the game, you enjoy interacting with it. What I would propose for the Soulbound rewards is to reward that kind of consistent activity that's not just all chunked together, right? So maybe I play every day for like 5 to 10 minutes. It would be nice if I could earn those points towards my Soulbound rewards and that they don't go away at the end of the day, right? Or even perhaps a season, right? Because we're talking about these Soulbound rewards as a long-term investment in the game. What if I can kind of carry those points forward, right? Maybe I slowly accumulate them, and every 1,000 points or every 5,000 points, right? We can make up the numbers and the math to how it would all work, but what if it wasn't something to where you just have to play 30 battles and you get this daily chest and maybe it has a Soulbound reward? What if it was something like you play these matches, you win so many, and it kind of adds up, it kind of aggregates, so that, remember, because the key feature of a bot is that it can just play back to back to back to back to back. So this is something I've talked about before. Anything that rewards you just based on sheer numbers is going to be for the bots, right? Players, some of us can't do that, right? Some of us are playing between things at work or, whatever's going on. So if we could find a way to incentivize and reward that continued attention and investment into the game, again, because if you don't hit that threshold cutoff, you don't really get anything. So I don't know, it's just a proposal. I do a lot of, constructive criticism every now and then, but I wanted to throw something out, kind of put my own thoughts out there, see what you all thought about it as a community. And my central argument is this: we want to incentivize players to play the game. The whole concept of Soulbound rewards, I don't remember who it was. I wish I could give them credit, but they came up with this great idea of you have these Soulbound cards, and then as the next set comes out, you can burn the old Soulbound cards and kind of upgrade to the new set, right? So it's a cumulative measure of your devotion to the game, right? So if it's a cumulative measure of devotion to the game anyway, why not just make it cumulative from the beginning, right? Every day that you get these points, they slowly add up, right? So just something to think about. Obviously, I am not on the Splinterlands team. I'm not giving financial advice, just someone that likes playing the game and wants to see it get better. So let me know what you think. And then, as always, if you could like the video, share, or subscribe, it would really help me out. So thanks for watching and have a good one.